God, I've just drunk the last of the coffee too. Kuja, can you hear me? I'm coming to get ya. You still have time. Forget about me and go. Just shut up. Stay there. With you in a second. I don't understand you. Yeah, me neither. Right, couple of exercises. Clearly he's never been on the Wii Fit. And suddenly we're combining FMVs with live character models. When I say live, you know what I mean. It's quite a ballsy manoeuvre on Square's behalf, actually. You know, they tried this quite a bit during Final Fantasy VIII, although not really as successfully in my opinion. There's a couple of things. You can quite clearly see his feet aren't touching the ground, that sort of thing. There's no real resistance in his motions, that sort of business, but I still think it works pretty well for a PS1 era game. Yep. Yeah! Ride 'em, cowboy! Oh, look at that smile. Don't you just want to slap him? It's wonderfully in character, though. Again, those little staggering moments where he's clearly not actually touching anything. Yeah. I say it's got its flaws, but I still like it. I think it works quite well overall. I'm falling, you're falling, we're falling! Kuja! Buck! Yeah. So that sort of ruined the epicness of the moment. Again, perfectly in character though, so I gotta give it to them. It's one of those attempts at square humour that actually works. So that's all good really, isn't it? I'm still alive. Well, that was pretty crazy. Yes it was. Yes it was. Right. Get up this damn tree, log thing. You know what I mean. Hey, you alright? No, I just got blown up. Why would you even ask that? What are you doing here? I thought I told you to go. Ungrateful little bitch. Kick him, Zidane. Kick him in the codpiece. You know you want to. Wouldn't you do the same if you knew I was dying? Awkward. Never mind. Your comrades were able to escape. Surprisingly companionable conversation, isn't it? So you think Kuja had something to do with it? I'm glad they made... See, he doesn't even bother saying, no, dumbass, how could I have done anything? I was lying here bleeding to death. It's our turn to get a move on. I can't, I have internal injuries. I mean, look. Half my dress is red, it's not supposed to be. I don't deserve to live after everything I've done. I'm useless to this world. I don't know, you could be a pretty good, planetary WMD, to be quite frank. No one's useless. I don't know, have you ever met Nick Clegg? You helped us escape, remember? No, because that didn't happen. After you guys beat me, I had nothing left. Nothing more to lose. Then I finally realized what it means to live. Futility? It's rather nihilist, isn't it? I guess I was too late. Well, since you are bleeding out, quite possibly. And I die. Hey, don't you go dying on me. I think it's a bit too late. Crap. Suddenly, tentacles, thousands of them. This isn't gonna end well. Not well at all. The computer keep trying to cut out on me. Wow. And the final big bang in the middle of the blackness, just to really emphasize the fact that we're screwed. Oh yes, most definitely. Screwed. Nothing could have survived that. Well, someone had to say it. Come on, you knew it was coming. Kuja, what you did was wrong. I mean, seriously. A thong and a dress. An open dress at that. But you gave us all one thing. A very disturbing view. And hope, apparently. I'm not entirely sure who's narrating this, if I'm quite honest. I think it's... Again, I can't really decide whether it's supposed to be Zidane or if it's maybe Mikoto, being she's on screen at the moment. But yes. It is a rather interesting take on all of Kuja's actions. I mean, obviously you've got all the genomes who were created purely for destroying Gaia. Well, you know, the more powerful ones anyway, such as Zidane, Kuja, and Mikoto. However, Kuja was the only one who intentionally defied his purpose. I mean, Zidane ended up doing it, but only because he was booted off Terra before he could be indoctrinated. I think, in fact, he actually says at one point that he's not entirely certain that he would have chosen not to destroy Gaia if he had been raised on Terra as intended. You know, he's not entirely certain he would have gone the same route Kuja did and defied Garland. But yes, sometime later, I think they actually work it out. It's supposed to be about a year. And don't worry, the ugly black bar at the bottom there, that is not an accident. That is actually, believe it or not, supposed to be there. For some utterly bizarre reason, the dialogue in this final cutscene, they decide, well, I say they, Square basically, decided was going to be covered entirely in these black bars at the bottom there, rather than having, you know, speech bubbles. I think it's something to do with the pace at which the dialogue flies by, as you can see. I'm not pushing the X button here, that's just how fast it's going. I think animating all of those speech bubbles at that pace might have been a bit too problematic even. So I was trying to say troubling and then just, you know, slurred my words entirely. Is it possible to be drunk on caffeine? Ah! Suddenly Collins. Thousands of them. That's in my nightmares. There's thousands of Collins. Friend. Friend. But yes. I always talked about you, Lizzo. How you're a very special person to us. Because you taught us all how important life is. Well, what can I say? I'm just that kind of a guy. I'm that damn special. And not in that way, for any of you get any bloody ideas. I know what you're all like. Suddenly rat people from the sky. Oh god. But yes, Frere and Fratley are together once again, as you can see. I'm not entirely certain what part of rebuilding Bermesia involves leaping from the sky, with an axe at that. Unless there's some, I don't know, flying trees perhaps, and they're chopping them down for building materials. Yes, and they've got this sort of awkward semi-relationship thing going on. I think the dialogue explains it a bit clearer. Brumch. Yeah. Where is it? There it is. Basically, he's basically fallen in love with her, as is. However, she's still pissed off that, you know, the quote-unquote original Fratley is nowhere to be found. That she's essentially had to start what is a new relationship for all intents and purposes. Yeah. It's rather odd considering this little blurb, which you assume at least is supposed to be from her, actually talking about, you know, not dwelling on things and just living for the moment and giving it 110%, etc, etc. Yeah, for some reason she can't really take her own advice. This scene always confuses me, I gotta admit. I've seen this in Let's Plays and stuff. Ironically, this is the first time I've ever seen this scene for myself, having completed, as I have, the game for the very first time. But yeah, for some abrupt and unexplained reason, Beatrix is suddenly leaving, despite the fact that, say, she's been serving as, the Queen's Guard for roughly a year. She abruptly decides to leave for no particular reason. But yes, some of these scenes, like I say, don't seem particularly well thought out. Some don't gel well. Others, match the general theme of the game perfectly. But there are just, like I say, just some of them that, I don't know. This is somewhere by the South Gate, I believe. And again, one of the weird and completely unexplained twists. These two, who only worked together very briefly and parted as enemies, it now sort of hints here that, at the very least, on Lanny's behalf, there's some sort of a love thing going on. She seems to have a massive crush on him all of a sudden. And he... well, he's not exactly... again, it's hard to say much from like a 30-second clip. But he doesn't seem to be trying to get rid of her. Quite frank, she is a bit of a babe, so we can't explain why, but still. It's one of those weird curveballs that the game throws out there with no setup. Now, if you remember back at the beginning of the game, I showed you this kitchen with Quina doing all of this. Now, I don't know if this was animated with the intention of being put in here, and then somehow just ended up getting slotted in as the main kitchen animation, without anyone really thinking. But seriously, Quina is always in that kitchen. If you go there, during the opening Alexandria scenes, you can find her him, there cooking. It's ridiculous. Yes, to keep doing what you've set your heart on, it's a very hard thing to do. We were all so courageous in those days. Courageous, stubborn, blockheaded. All good words. God. A little repetition of basically Princess Garnet's own life here. In case you haven't guessed from the scene, Aiko has been adopted by the King and Queen of Lindblum. So yeah, she did indeed become a princess, just as Princess Garnet did before, well, I say princess, as Garnet did before her. Here it goes. That's what you said, father. Yes. I'm not entirely certain why. Probably sounds a bit cruel, but I'm not entirely certain why they adopted her. Surely it would have been better for herself and Garnet to stay together, being the last two summoners and all. I can only assume that she was essentially traded off to Lindblum as some sort of armistice, proclamation sort of dealy. What I mean is, that way both of the major powers on the Mist Continent, well, what is no longer the Mist Continent, well, it's just the continent now, also have, each major city has their own summoner. Sort of a reassurance for the people. We've both got access to, awesome power. So even if it, Garnet goes the same way as her mother, we can defend ourselves this time. So, it's taken a year of, awkward semi-dating for him to get to the point of saying, for God's sake, woman, just be my wife. Basically. And she runs into his arms as the sun fades and birds fly. There we go. I'm so happy I met everyone. I wish we could have gone on more adventures. But I guess we all have to say goodbye someday. That we do. That we do. Don't you... Ah, for fuck's sake, game. Well, not game, computer. Stop blanking the pissing screen. Oh, God. What time is it? Almost 11 o'clock. Now, I know that probably doesn't sound very late at all, but... You have to recall, as I was saying, I've been getting up at 6 every bloody morning. And spending 13 hours at work, coming back, recording bits and pieces for this. And then basically... Yeah. Having to go more or less straight to bed. My memories will be part of the sky, 'cause I am a leaf on the wind, watch how I soar. Well, that's not really how it goes, but it makes more sense to me anyway. And why has the music stopped? Don't you oh, there we go. Just about to say, don't you bloody dare quit on me, game. I shall not be impressed. I know it's been about an hour of this now, but while I think about it, I should actually apologise for any weird ruffling noises you heard. Because this is taking so long to do, obviously I'm going to have to keep changing my seating position to avoid, cramp, basically. So, there's going to be quite a bit of rustling come out on the final production, because I'm not going to edit out every time I change position in an hour's worth of footage. That'd be crazy. It'll never be the same. Never say never. I have to let go of the past. That you do. Yes, we get the damn point. Start the final dialogue already, so I can save my poor, poor throat. Now, this should be essentially a more full, better rehearsed and speeded up production of I Want to Be Your Canary. Now, for the sake of, well, both my voice and drama, I am going to leave you to enjoy it, and I will return commentary when the appropriate point comes up. So, enjoy the performance, folks. Don't you dare freeze. Cunt punt. Hit her so hard it froze the damn game. Now you'll notice the scene reuses a lot of music from Final Fantasy 7 and 8. See if you can figure out which ones are which. Dramatic twist! And that just makes the entire usage of that name worth it for the entire of these 4 discs I've waited for that one line. Once again I say game. Oh yeah. I say you pissing crash and I will snap you a disc. No offense guys, but this isn't even a funny joke. She's the fucking queen. Especially in this circumstance, I doubt she's gonna put up with your crap. This is pretty much the only time I think we ever see Beatrix in FMV form. Girls are fox. Just also show just how young Garnet's supposed to be, really, doesn't it? Seriously, she looks like she'd snap in half if there was a strong gust of wind. My god. All of 17 years old. Alright. Oh, shit. Priceless heirloom. Key to the country. Flung at an impossible angle. With a lot of speed and force there. Bollocks to it. More important to go get her man. I'm not sure about flinging off the tiara, that seems a bit... But yeah. Oh, ain't she happy to see us. So happy she's pissed. Oh, there's a good queen. Calm down. Ugh, Collins everywhere. I wonder if everyone knew that we were supposed to be coming back. Fucking size of that sword, damn it. Oh well. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of Final Fantasy IX. I would like to thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves as much as I've enjoyed playing it. And even more so, in fact. I hope you'll recommend this and all future Let's Plays to your friends, family, colleagues, co-workers, and people you met on the bus. And so, for now, I bid you farewell. And I'll see you again in the Christmas announcements video, where you shall find out exactly what we'll be doing for 2012. We'll see what the new year brings. So until then, I'll give you credits, I give you FMVs, I give you large castles with swords, I give you the ending of Final Fantasy IX. Until next time, folks, I've been Lizzo. Thank you for watching, and good night.
Just why we met, we left, we held shadows.